Hey boys and girls, how are we doing? Michael Blue Space Plus, thanks for tuning in. I want to do this video today. It's kind of an update video. The Blue Devil, in one of my videos, I used Blue Devil in this Jeep to fix the radiator. I was having a head gasket problem. It sealed that. I drove it for about a year, and now out of town, and I'm actually making this video. I'm out of town. The Jeep's actually leaking from the bearing at the water pump, so I have to replace the water pump. So I'm going to do a quick video on that. I got some rags, some cleaning products, whatever, but this is the pump. This is what it looks like for the 3.7. We got eight bolts, so it seems like a pretty simple job. We're going to go ahead and get started. Alrighty guys, it's kind of hard to see this, but this is what I found for torque specs: 6, 8, 10 millimeter, 6 to 9 foot-pounds, 13 to 18 foot-pounds, or 20 to 30. Once we figure out what it is, we'll go ahead and go with that. But here's the pump that we're changing. I already put the seal on there. And so I'd recommend maybe disconnecting your negative battery when you pull the serpentine belt. It looks like we got a idler pulley right here, so we got to take that off. And then it's just got 8 bolts, so, and then it should all come off like that. So let me go ahead and get the tools I need. And alright, so with a 16 millimeter bolt, with the battery disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and try to tighten on this tensioner pulley, and it should allow tension to break to where that belt just, hold on. Belt out, just like that. And just take note on the way it all routes, so you can stick that back on there once it's done. So let me get this up here. Just set that right up here. Alright, now the next thing we're going to need to do, with the same socket, we're going to go ahead and pull this idler pulley. Just pops right off like that. We'll stick that over here to the side. And we got a Duralast. Here's the part number of the pump. CWP 949240. Got that from AutoZone. They also lended me the torque wrench for the torque specs. See, listen to that. Oh yeah. Wonder what it's going to look like in there. And that's what I was talking about. I don't know if the Blue Devil had anything that caused this, but that doesn't sound like anything that would. I think that's just a bearing failing and causing it to leak water out of here. So, alright, take note that once you start pulling these out, all the fluid's going to start leaking out. So put a catch pan or something down there to catch it. But just beware, it's going to make a mess. Also, take note on the order these bolts are coming out. If you look right here on top of the motor, I started from the bottom right and I went all the way to the left, and I'm using that so I don't mix up the order of the bolts, because there are some longer and shorter. And if you mess that up, you're gonna have a bad time. So it's the last one here. She's getting loose. She's getting ready to fall off. Oh yeah, right there, baby. Feel it in your lower back, for sure. There she is. That's how she comes out. So, yeah. Obviously make sure you got the same one. We already put the seal on. She looks about the same. And a little bit of corrosion in there. Overall, yeah, that's that one's out of there. Alright, let me go ahead and get a good look down in there. Let me get a rag. I'm actually wipe that out with a rag. So I'm just going to take a rag and I'm going to kind of white around the seam here where that seal seats up. It's not too bad. You know, overall it wasn't leaking there, so I'm not too worried about that. I think as long as we get a good torque seal on there, she should just maybe even take a brush and hit it with a brush, but I'm out in the woods, so I don't have a brush. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and slide this back on there and the way it came off. Just like this. Seals in. So just sit right there, and then I'm going to start with the bottom right one. Try to line that up. Yeah, you definitely don't want to cross thread them when you're putting them in, so be sure to get them nice and hand tight. And then I'm just going to start and work my way all the way around. Alrighty, boys and girls, we got a problem. We're out in the woods and I don't have the reducer for this to the 13. So I just went ahead and I did good and tight all the way around. But I recommend using a torque wrench and just double check the specs. But we came up with 40 foot-pounds and I got them on there really tight, good and tight, so don't leak. They always say when in doubt, figure it out. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get this idler pulley on. Alright, so the way we got the belt comes from this tensioner around the idler, under the cam, around to the pump, over to the alternator, back down around the water pump, to the compressor, to the tensioner, and all we did was tighten, and then it allowed us to get that in there. Make sure you know, it's on there all the way, and when we go to start it, we're going to just blip the throttle. So next we got to go ahead, we got pumps on, torqued, we got the belt back together, the idler on. Now we got to fill up the radiator with the coolant. So let me grab that. Keep going right here. So we're going to go ahead and add this, just the all type. Ooh, yeah, very toxic. Make sure you wash your hands after dealing with this. Don't drink it. Alrighty, so we went ahead and we topped that off, and it's still bubbling, just letting gravity kind of do its thing. It might not be a bad idea to undo this and then allow the air bubble, because there's going to be an air bubble in there, more or less. But I don't have the tools to take it off, so I'm going to go ahead and just try firing it up and see if we can get it to pull. So let me go ahead and fire it up and see what happens. Well, it sounds a lot quieter than it did before we changed it. I don't see no leaks. So, alright, boys and girls, don't forget to put your radiator cap back on after it's topped off. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out my other videos, feel free. I'll try to get some stuff on there. I got some interesting stuff coming on. Just all types of different things. So, but thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. Have a great day. God bless.